Well, hello there my friends, welcome back to the Scott Reed Project. Now this video is twofold. It's all about the pork. I'm going to show you how to make the best roast pork, but even better, the best pork crackling. Now to get good crackling, you need a decent piece of pork. Now here I have got shoulder. Just have a look at the lovely fat there and all around the edge there. It's got a lovely little bit of marbling in there. Always use the shoulder. Not a fan of the leg. You find that the pork leg can dry out. Normally thinner skin, not so much fat, so you don't get the perfect crackling. Same with loin of pork. You know, you've got to watch that. That can dry out. But the beauty of the shoulder is it's very unforgiving. You really cannot mess this up. In fact, the longer you leave it, the better it will become. It will just become pulled pork. So like I said then, shoulder. What we know this as here in the UK traditionally is the spare rib. I'll put the spelling up there because it's a bit weird. And you guys over in the US, the Boston butt. So to get the perfect crackling then, it's all about getting dried pork. As you can see, no moisture on that skin. This has been out of the fridge for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I have got my oven turned up to maximum, gas mark 9. I will put the conversion up there. It's heating up full bore. We want to get it really hot in there. So the next thing we need to do then is score this pork joint. So the scoring then, it's very important. If you want to get the crackling, you want to be able to go just under the skin to expose that fat. It will render out and the skin will puff up. I find the best tool is one of these Stanley craft knives. Very, very sharp. You can adjust the blade to what you want. And all we need to do is just get it in to the skin, nice and close. It was already partly scored. I prepared this at work, but I want to take it just a little bit further. As you can see, just the tip of the knife in there and just nice strokes. And as you can see, we're not going into the meat. If I could show you there, just into the fat. And again, they're nicked here. So once we got our shoulder scored then, as you can see, it's plenty of salt. Get plenty of salt on there. Now the thing is, like I've said, you don't want any moisture on this. So once you've salted this up, you want to get it straight in the oven. That really hot oven. Don't let it sit around. Don't let it draw the moisture out. Don't let it start getting the skin wet. So nicely rubbed in. You could put some pepper in there if you want to, or some sage. Then what I'm going to do, on a tray, I've got a natural trivet of onions just to hold it up out the tray. Also will help with the gravy. I got plenty of salt on there. Just going to put a spot of water in that tray, just covering the bottom. That will help keep it nice and moist. Now this is a fail-safe guaranteed way to get crackling. Like I said, take it out of the fridge about an hour beforehand. That's scoring. That salt in there, that oven that's preheated to gas mark 9, full bore, and we're going to put it in gas mark 9 for 30 minutes to get that first initial sear and start that crackling off. So, gas mark 9, 30 minutes. What a beautiful thing. Okay then, so after 30 minutes at gas mark 9, it should look a bit like that. Just have a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So what we need to do then is to finish off roasting this is we're going to turn our oven down to gas mark 4. Conversion will be up there. That's about 180 degrees C. And we want to give this 45 minutes per pound minimum. So this joint weighed 3.5 pounds. So we're looking at what, 2.5, 3 hours. Because we want to try and keep it still sliceable. Obviously, if you want to make it into pulled pork, turn it down lower. Leave it longer. But just have a look at that beautiful crackling. Oh yes. Right, that's going back in the oven then. Gas mark 4 for 45 minutes. A poundage. If it lasts that long. Okay then, so after 3 hours, it will look like that. Just have a look at that. beautiful crackling. So what I need to do with that then now, like any meat, is rest this for about 15 minutes without trying to tuck into it, although I already have, and then we'll carve into it. Crackling is looking superb now. Just look at that. Okay, let's do this. Let's cut those strings off first. And then take off that lovely, lovely, lovely coating of crackling. Just look at that. Oh, look at it, look at it, look at it. Just look at that. Have a listen to this. Now your crackling wants to be really, really crunchy. And of course, we don't want to forget that lovely pork. Just have a look how juicy that is. That's all that, look, that's all that lovely marbling. That's the beauty of this cut, that spare rib, the Boston butt, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, if you want to take it longer, slower, pull it. Get some of that on there, like that, yeah. Get some of that on there. We'll get some of that on there. Just a bit of that. And then we'll get a bit of this in our roll. Just look at it. Just look at that. These are the bits I like. The caramelised ends. Can you get that? You know, where they, oh, that's the chef perk. And again, look at that. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, the pig really is the king of the beast, isn't it? You know? That is an absolutely amazing cut of pork. Do give it a try if you haven't tried it before. Trust me. Well, my dear friends, there you have it. How to make the perfect pork crackling. You've seen it yourself. It's so, so easy. Follow those simple rules, you know. Dry your pork. When you get it from your butchers, or dare I say it, supermarket, take it out the bag. Put it in your fridge, let it dry out in the fridge, then an hour and a half before cooking it, take it out, bring it up to room temperature, smack it in a banging hot oven for 30 minutes, turn the heat down and let it tick over. Like I said, this was at Gas.Mart 180. I cooked it for 45 minutes a pound because I still wanted it pretty sliceable, as if we were going to have it as a roast dinner. But obviously, if you've got more time or you want to pull it, Gas.Mart 2, you know, and just leave it until it collapses. But at the end of the day, that's what we're after, this stuff. Crackling par excellence. Well, my friends, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today on the Scott Ree Project, please do click subscribe when my face comes up down in this corner somewhere. Let's look at that. Hey, beautiful. Also, find me on my social media on Facebook, Scott Ree, and the Scott Ree Project page. Get on there, click like. Also on my Twitter at the Scott Ree Project, you'll see the little icons down here. And also, if you'd like to check out my Patreon page, the link will be in the comments. So until next time, my friends, be sure to give this a go. You will never have a problem with your crackling again. There is the proof. Just look at it. Oh, look at it. Thanks for watching. Take care.